Welcome to Coder Tutorials. In the last tutorial, I showed you how to set up your first Java program and how to use the two basic printing features. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to set up and use some of the basic number types in Java. In Java, there's many different kinds of variables. The ones I'll be going over today are integers, doubles, and longs. So we'll start off with integers. To declare an integer, you'll just type in int. That tells you the program that you want to make a number. And then you want the variable name, so we'll call ours variable. And then that's all you really have to put, and then you have an integer variable. Now you can set the variable equal to something in two different ways. You can either do it right from the variable. You can say your variable equals 6, or you could type in variable equals 6. Since you've already declared the variable, you can use it again throughout your program. I guess we won't say 6, we'll use 7, and we'll show you what that looks like. We'll print them out. To print out a variable, all you have to do is type in the name of your variable. So we called ours variable, so that's all we have to put. And then, so we'll print out the second variable as well, just to show you how that works. This time we're going to add a string at the start, so we're going to say this should equal 7. Put some colons, a space, and then to concatenate those together, we're going to use the plus sign. So we'll put this should be equal to, and then the name of our variable. And now we're going to click Control 1, Control 2. So we printed out to start with variable equals 6. We printed that out, and there we have a 6. The next thing we did is we set that variable equal to 7 now, and then we typed in the print line, we typed in a string, this should be equal to 7, and then we print out our variable number 7, since we changed the value of that variable. Okay, so the next thing we want to do with variables is do simple mathematical equations to them. So now we'll get rid of this first part. So we set our variable equal to 7. Now we'll make another variable. We'll call it var2. Now there's lots of things you can do with these. We'll do one thing. We'll say var2 equals variable. Now what that's going to do, and always underline with a colon of course, what that's going to do is set variable 2 equal to whatever is in variable at the moment. So when it gets to this line, variable contains the number 7. So we'll go Control 1, Control 2. Oh, I guess that's not really showing anything. I guess we'll put variable 2 in here. And then we'll say var2 equals. We'll put that, and then we'll add another concatenation here. And then we'll put another string. We'll say variable equals. Just add a space here so it separates them. And then we'll put variable over here. So now when I print this, var2 and variable should be the exact same number. Control 1, Control 2. We got var2 equals 7 and variable equals 7. So that's exactly what we wanted. Now you can do arithmetic with these. So we'll say var2 equals 2 plus 7. So that's going to do exactly what you'd think. It's going to add 2 to 7 and store it in this variable. We'll just quickly show you what that does. So it equals 9. And variable is still equal to 7. Another thing you can do is say variable 2 is equal to 2 plus variable. So you can do addition with your variables. So that's going to give us the exact same answer as var2 was equal to. So we got var2 equals 9, because 7 plus 2 is 9. Stores it in variable 2, and then it's printed. Okay, so you can do any kind of math with these. You can do multiplication, which is the star. So you can times 8. You can do dividing, divide by 6. You can also do mod. Mod is a percent sign. I'll show you how mod works. So we'll say variable is equal to 10 mod 2. All mod does is take 2 into 10, and what variable will contain is the remainder. So in this case it'll be 0 because 2 goes evenly into 10. So we'll go control 1. Oh, forgot my closing, always forget that. Okay, so then we have variable equals 0, just like I said, because 2 goes into 10 evenly, and this equation happened to equal 11. Now just so you know, integers are only ever going to contain non-decimal values. So they're not going to contain values such as we take 10 divided by 3. Now obviously 3 does not go into 10. So when we run this, variable 2 is equal to 3. Because 3 can go into 9 3 times, but when it goes into 10, it's going to be 3 point something. An integer chops it off at the decimal point and only keeps the stuff ahead of the decimal point. To get the stuff behind it, we'll have to change our variable. To get the decimal points, we'll change variable 2 from an integer to a double. Now a double is going to keep the top and bottom, so you're going to be able to do decimal, multiplication, division. Since we're still using 10 and 3, they're still integers because there is no decimal values in it. Okay, so if we put 3.0, then we do this, we're going to get the appropriate value, rounded off of course at some point, to 3.33, a whole bunch of 3's. And that's how you put doubles. So doubles is just how you'd write it, 3 decimal whatever. Compile, run, and it's going to give you your values to the nearest decimal point, or round it off so many decimal points. So that's doubles. The next thing we can show you is longs. You won't really be able to see anything unless I use really big numbers, because an int contains the smallest amount and a long can contain even longer numbers. So if you're doing computations with really large values, getting towards 1 billion, or I believe, sorry I don't know the exact number right now, but yeah, the long would be for larger computation. Okay, so now we should have the basics of storing number variables. Thanks for watching this tutorial on number variables. Tune in to my next video on using string variables, as well as a little bit more on number variables.